Well, good morning, everybody. It's 7, well, it's almost 8 now. And I was running a little late and just checking if my phone works, if my microphone works now. Thanks for waiting. I tweeted this one out that I was running a little late, and then it was only 5 minutes, but then I started up my software, and what happened was that we're running an update right now. So that's just me again. So Sue and Walt, great that we have you here. Are you still in here, or did you just leave? I can't imagine if you did, and if you do, but we're here now. So, well, we are running a little late, so nobody's watching, and if nobody's watching, then and if you are not in chat, then there's no way that we have to bother about this show, because well, there's Sue. Sorry about the mess, Sue. This is just how things are going when you're running your operation on your own, like I'm doing right now. And so there are 2 tickers that you wanted to see, and that are hymns. This is hymns. Okay, yeah. I can see why you were doing this. And while you watch this hymns thing, yeah, it should be a breakout play. So this on hymns, this 856 is your level. This is your level, has to break out above it. And there might be some room here to the upside, so does not move that much normally, 62 cents only. So need a real breakout here in order to play this one. So maybe buying a little dip first might be a better plan for hymns, but then you have to wait all the way to 804. So 804 and 856 for HIMS. Well, my train trip is next week, Sue. So I was not on it yet. And let me see you. Okay, there is some more PayPal. How can you tell if PayPal is selling off? Let's have a look. If it came, yeah, well, that's a big question that you're asking there, Sue, because we looked at these kind of patterns more than once, and then PayPal fell through its green and yellow here in a big way, a big gap here. Eventually we'll close that gap but can be a year from now. And this is just trying to catch a falling knife. So that's what you're doing. If you want to attempt at this. And continue shorting it is also a problem because there are no real levels that you can count on here. So what I do then, I go to other time frames in order to see if I can see anything. It might just be an indication that it would stop here. So 254.39. Yeah, you can see clearly that this here is some kind of an area, at least, of support. But I would not count on that too much. If you look at the monthly, I'm now in a monthly time frame, so this all the way up from last year. Of course, Corona did good, COVID did good for PayPal. It was overbought for a while. So on a monthly, things look different. It just looks like $3.10.16, $3.90.14. What did you see on a transpiler show? So I'm not following. So this is the 8 o'clock move here, what you see right here now. So, well, to be completely clear, there is no way of knowing when PayPal stops falling because 249 is the real big next level. And if you have some kind of an imagination, then you can see these highs here at 263.83. So you might want to pencil those in, but make them lilac. So there's no way of telling this. Okay. So yesterday you saw that on a transpiler show. I still don't know what a transpiler show is. Oh, HIMS was a transpiler show. Okay. I hope they told the same thing as I told them, as I told you just now, HIMS. We left yesterday talking about yeah, that's my driver again. Yesterday we talked about the share size and how many shares should you buy if you're going to buy anything. And I told you that I not always buy the same amount, but I have this risk unit on every trade that I make. Well, if your risk unit and every trade that you make, so for example, if you have a small account and you can just do the same thing with $40 as I do with $400, and if you have a 1-to-3 ratio, then you can calculate how much you're making after a while. The nice thing about going in with, if you know that your risk is always 400, then if you don't want to take that risk on a certain someone's talking really loud at the outside here. So this is what I showed you yesterday. So you can say, okay, my risk unit is $75, for example, and if you bought F-cell here at a 10-cent stop loss, then you should have you could buy this at 750. I messed up with my commas here, so but then you're taking a risk unit of $75 for every trade that you make. And this is because this was at a stop loss of so 679. Yeah, that seems more like so now you have a stop loss $75 on every trade that you make, and if you win, then you have $225. So keep this in mind when we talk about exit strategies right now. So let's say I'm just going to draw something here because there's some space here at this. So we talked about this being your entry for a certain stock, doesn't matter what stock, and don't pay attention to these figures because it's just to show you how you should make it in and out. So I had my biggest problem was my exits, really. So did not know when to exit, and I just did something, got nervous if my profit went up, because I thought, okay, I have profit, I'm getting out. So I took the $100 or the $1,000 or the $200 and got out way too soon, and I still have that problem. So I don't have a formal problem, but I have a problem with getting out too early. And that's just a pity, because I aim for this 1-to-3 ratio, and I got in June this 2.56 ratio. I think it was, or 2.6 or something. I don't know exactly. So let's just say 2.6. So I'm aiming for 1.3, and this is what I got, 2.6. So entry and exiting. I'm getting in here at this point, and we talked about how you should enter us in a trade. So I'm getting in here at this point. It's all fine. Don't look at these numbers. It's just after you decided I'm going in here, then you know that you have to set your target before you go into a trade. So you have to know where you're trading to. So if you're getting in here, then this red line should be on your mind at least. And then I always draw this one physically in there also, so I can just, that's just a little bit better for me. So I'm getting in here, stop at something like this. something like this. And then maybe we have something like this going on here. That's just your confirmation candle. We talked about that also this morning. And then this might happen. And then something like this might happen. So you're in here with full amounts, and then you're going up, confirmation, and you're going, and now you're sitting here at this point and you think by yourself, okay, I'm not going to get there because it's just stalling here at this point. So if this is your target and this is happening, then there's no problem, you get out there. That's 99% of the times what I do here. I just get out here because that was the plan. I stick with the plan, and if it tries to get up more than that, then well, fine by me. But what happened, for example, yesterday on NIO, and we talked about this morning in the early bird show, is that something like this happened in NIO. And then I tweeted out, I am in NIO, but I'm still watching it because it just sat here close to this exit and this level that we established. We established that this was a level, and if it's then just hanging around here like this, then there are two ways of playing this. You can say, okay, I didn't get my 1, 2, 3, but I'm just getting out here at this point. Take my complete profit here at this point here at this high somewhere, and you never get it at the high, so you get it somewhere here. Take your full 100%, and that's it. End of trades. What you also can do is that you can say, okay, I'm gonna get out here with 75% of my. I'm sorry. So that was an ugly one. Ooh, wee. So if you do it like this, then you can do it two ways. 70%, 5% out. %100% out. But something in this show is always going wrong, I think. So that's the choice that you have. If you're going like this, then be 100% out. That's what I would say, always. Because this is the play that you want to make. If you don't get out here, you're getting greedy, and greed is good, but not when you're day trading. That would be some news. Guy chokes live on YouTube, but I'm okay. It's just this itch that I've got going on right now, and it's not a funny one. So 75% out, and then just let it run here. But what you really have to do if you're getting with 75% out here, and you're speculating on that normally your stop loss would be somewhere here, for example, And if you're going over 75%, what you have to do, then you have to move your stop loss up here to this point. So if this 25% that you're in with falls through, that you still can make a little bit of money on that, because you're playing with the bank's money right now. So this is something, this is a strategy that you can follow in exiting. The other strategy that you can do is the strategy of not really taking gains right away. And what you really want to do here, so this is what's happening. So this is not what's happening. That's easy. In, target, get out. That's it. Don't hesitate. Don't get greedy. If it falls under that, then you're just beating yourself. But because if you made a strategy, to stick to that. But if strategy doesn't go like it should and it's just hanging around here, what you also can do, if your stop loss is here at 50.19, then then this is your this is what it's doing. What you also can do to make it a little bit easier for yourself is you say, okay, I'm going to put this my stop loss up for the full 100% to here. So this is your entry, your stop loss is here now, and you're just sitting in this trade. Okay, I'm going to make some money, not the 1, 2, 3 that I want, but there's also no risk anymore that something goes wrong. So if it's now going up here, then you can also say, okay, I'm going to keep moving up my stop loss here. And if it gets through this line, you move up your stop loss to this point. And if it's just moving up here, then you can say, I'm going to move my stop loss all the way up still. So then that's a string. That's a change of strategy that you can do if you're really confident that the target that's going to make it, that's going to pass the target. So what I did yesterday, so just move your stop loss up constantly to the lowest, to the low from the previous candle. So in that way, you're also really sitting with all the ease in your, and that you sit very calmly, let me put it that way, in the trades. So that's something that you can do if you're exiting a stock. Just keep moving your stop loss up. Yeah, so that's a problem. So this is something that how you can play with, get out with 75%, or move your stop loss up. There are two strategies to do that. And if you're gonna do this, then what you really need to do, and I told everybody this morning on the early bird show, that you really have to keep track of what you're doing. So if you want to play this, then keep track of all the times that you exited on a 70% exit strategy, or on moving your stop loss up strategy. And you have to keep track. And then in the end, if you do this 100 times, then you know after 100 times what works best for you, because it's a mental game more than a technical game. It's just a mental game. And if it suits you more than to move your stock up, you know, and instead of getting out with 75%, then you should do that if that's more profitable for you. So that was getting out of a stock. And we're going to talk about some more technical stuff next week. We're also going to see something I'm not going to talk about next week. You'll wait and see. So let's look at what the stocks did between this morning and now. This is ITUP. You want the 608. Is still a level here for ITAP. Baba, what did Baba do? We watch Baba opening here, and it's now just above the pre-market open. So past this line at 7 o'clock here. That's a big opening as always, and well, I'm not gonna touch this one today, I think. BTBT. Yeah, you can play still the same level, so 985 and 1111 on BTBT. SQ, wanna see a secondary runner here on SQ, like something like this here. NIO, that's the big fat line that we drew here, is this 46 level. $46 is really the level for NIO to get in on the long side. The small one is Infi. I'm not sure why this is on here, because I think someone called this one out, so nothing out there right now. Or maybe a secondary runner, yeah. So 276 has to hold, but you don't want to see these small ones fall, so buy this in strength. XPEF, nothing else going on, so 42.53, 44.06, 45.65 are the levels for XPEF. This was the seldom news story for X, and we want this 24.94 to be supports. Well, this is all with no volume. What's happening here? A seldom news story. RLX. Only by this one in strength, so above 490. DraftKings. The levels are 48, 48.73, and 49.96. Roku, sell rumor by the news. Yeah. NWL, maybe you can buy the dip, but it has to stay above 25.79. And NLOC, maybe you can buy the dip, but you have to see 24.48. That's it. No real changes. All the levels that we established this morning are still levels. And let's see if there's something wild happening right now. Translate bio, there is something going on with we looked at this one this morning also, so this is some kind of acquisition or something like that. Must be. Wilhelmina International. Big bump up. So this is, we drew these levels here because someone asked about this one, I think. And then this happened. $668 is still some kind of resistance, as you can see here, but you've got a new level here at 7. But now it's just seems falling down, and if it stays under VWAP, then what people will do is look what short traders do on a stock like this. They wait till something like this happens. So this is VWAP here. Wait till it gets back up into VWAP and then they're going to short it again. So a lot of short players wait till the bump up comes here and then short it again. And they typically do this in the first half hour. So back down then again and then back up here and then short it again. These are small stocks, so you have to do this with considerable money in order to do that. So if you want to be long in a stock like this, and I am sometimes, I watch the other shows and I watch the Twitter feeds of a lot of people. And if they're giving away all this information and they say, okay, I'm going short here at 622. So this is the short. But if the stock then does something like this, then they might add to it in order to short here. But if it's staying then above VWAP like this, then at a certain point here at 643, for example, but maybe only 10 cents because most of them are scalpers. So if it gets 10 cents above the 1022, then it's interesting if volume comes in. So you have to really look at your level 2 and read the tape. So you cannot see that here on the charts here. Yeah, you can see that the volume comes in here a little bit. It's here at the bottom here. But you really want to see it at the tape and on your level 2. And if it's a lot of volume is coming in, and what happened that people who are in this one short at 622 have to buy their stock back here at 632 or 637 somewhere. Maybe to do a 10 cent all of the time. No, not all of the time. Most of the time they do a 5 to 10 cent stop here. So it gets above that and you get the short squeeze to the upside because everybody has to buy their stock back. And then something like this can happen. So that's what I'm watching primarily for stocks like these. If they're getting above VWAP and with a lot of volume, then you can buy these like this. And that's just a nice way to play these. And I think I know now that Infi is on here. Because something happened to Infi. Something similar happened to Infi here yesterday. Am I right? Yes. That's why Infi is on here. Now I know. Finally. So it's a little bit difficult to see here in this area. But what happened here is this one got up and people wanted to short this one, and here it got above its VWAP. It's now difficult to see. I'm going to pull up the 550 minutes. That's not this is not the exact VWAP now, of course, but so this is what happened here. It got under this, they tried to push it under VWAP and then they did not succeed at the end. And then this happened here, and then the moment to get in here is just above VWAP. So this is not a 50-minute VWAP, but this is just because to show you where you should get in. The people want to short these just under VWAP, and if you're gonna sit above that same spot, 10 cents above that spot, and you get a big squeeze and a big volume, And this is what you want to see, these kinds of candles. And here's another one. So on Infi yesterday, this happened, and I put it not on my watch list, but on my list to watch, because I saw this happening and got a little play out of it, just for fun. I did not tweet it because I only tweeted things that I discussed with you on the early bird show. Otherwise, everybody can say, "Oh, I got in here and then I got out there." But I'm telling you all this at 4 a.m. Eastern time, and not after the fact. So that's it. If there are no more tickets to consider, then I am thanking you all for watching. So I'm now going to back to my 4th screen, and I'm gonna set those in order to be ready for the opening in 1 hour from now. So if you know what I'm doing, then just follow me on Twitter. And sometimes I only tweet something in late afternoon, and sometimes I tweet a little bit earlier. And I also say a tweet when I watch something, because well, it might give you some ideas. Don't do that too often, so because you have to have your own strategy. Okay, no more tickets, then we are ending the stream. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, early bird show, 4 o'clock Eastern time, and that's 10 o'clock Amsterdam time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye, everybody.